This is a capture off PK Truth. I really like the guy. He's ornery. He's out there. He's pissed off. He expresses his feelings on YouTube. And he had some trouble on YouTube as well. I think that they shut him down for good reason. They shut him down. Well, anyway, I captured this. This is the control room at the NASA ISIS, ISIS station, the International Space Station, ISIS. Anyway, interesting, the acronym. You see the little car here on the little table, and you look at this control center. It looks like right out of the 60s. And I will do a few shots on this thing about, and this is in relation to my thoughts. This is something I reflect on. The world is not what it appears to be. If you still think that the world is what it appears to be, I feel sorry for you, because this is a very clear example of them laughing at us. Look at the gremlin on the thing here. It's to show us it's a big joke. The gremlin was one of the biggest jokes that was produced as a car of the future in the 60s, the hippie days and past. I like the windows, actually. They had great window. No, that was another car with all the windows in it. Anyway, the gremlin was a big bust. The same as this NASA control room, which is from the 60s. Can you imagine how progress, the incredible Elon Musk posturing about the trips to Mars, all this kind of bullshit. No, there is no station. There is no space station out there, people. It doesn't work. I mean, it has to be consistent in the way they do their production, and they're all laughing at us. And now I'm going to show you somebody who has lived a nasty life. I mean, a nasty life. And this is what you look like when you, how you smile when you lead a nasty life. You're incapable, actually, of having a decent smile on your face. And this is what it looks like. Let's go here. There it is. There you go. That's okay. The other guys around him are still pretending to smile. And this is the smile that you have when you live a life of lies and deceit. That actually, when we get older, and I suppose they all get older, they keep them moving, they keep them propped up, they inject them full of stuff to look like this. And actually, this is how you look. And my dissertation today is about the fact that how they got away with telling us that Fukushima is no big deal. And here is my commentary, and I just to finish it off, look at what this guy is holding. This is the space age, the highest form of our technology represented in a cord phone. Look at this cord phone. He's holding a cord phone. I think there is another point at which there's the cord phone comes up. Let's see where it is. Let's see. Look at that. This is how they talk to the people on the space station. Isn't that fabulous? While he kind of like looks like this, he's smiling. He's actually sneering at the rest of humanity for having bought the bullshit and the lies that have been going on for 6,000 years. These people that appoint themselves as the representatives of the omnipotent being, and they fool us all. And now my dissertation, and I'm going to do the dissertation with this guy's smile. You have to sort of admit this is brutal. So here's how they get away with Fukushima being no big deal. And the reason they get away with it is because, number one, we all know this crap. We all know these lies, but we don't want to face them square on. And this is, they laugh at us with their cord phones talking to the space station. They don't have any kind of updated technology in their shitty little rooms. It looks like a janitor's room in my school with a few screens and stuff from the 60s. It's quite brutal. So how did they manage to pull the wool over our eyes? Now, they haven't done it, actually. We all know. There is no space station. The question about the nature of our reality, is the Earth a ball? Is it flat? the UN map is a flat earth map, ask yourself why. Now, I'm not going to come out and definitively say I'm on this side or that side. All I'm saying is the world is not what it appears to be. And these people are laughing at us. And the way they laugh, actually, in the real world of this deception, this is how you laugh. This is what a real laugh looks like. This is what a real laugh looks like to the people that deceive us. And the deception, the biggest deception now going on in the last 6,000 years, the biggest is Fukushima, that people still want to believe that this guy is telling us the truth. And these people holding cord phones, these 60s phones that they talked to in 2017, somebody on a space station with a cord phone is totally ridiculous, but we all buy into it. So how did they manage to fool us on Fukushima? Is because they've managed, they have actually, whether it's through seduction or coercion, managed to get the entire population to go along with all the garbage and the bullshit. And anyone that's still proposing and saying that the world is what it appears to be in the sense of the way we practice our day-to-day lives, from going to the donut shop to going to our jobs to doing whatever it is we do without facing our true inner selves on this. Like I say, fighting the inner battle and winning, and not giving in to these people that are incapable of actually having a smile. Now, if somebody smiles at you like this, you want to run away. But they're the guys that run the show. They're the people that run the show. And the fact that these people look like, this is not a normal smile either. These are all very forced. Anyway, my point is, and I'm thinking about intent. And I'm thinking about why we're in the position that we're in at this point. And my conclusion is that we all know. We all know. And I just finished my opening, which was decent. It was a decent turnout. We had like minus, what was it, minus 15 or 20 centigrade, and people didn't really walk the streets. But I still had 80 or 90 people that came out, and I talked to people about my Age of Fission paintings. And what I realized was that people actually know that there is something wrong. When I talk about Fukushima, I talk about the paintings that I'm making. I'm actually weaving it into, I don't want to alienate a person necessarily directly with being angry, ornery. I've shifted away from that because I know it doesn't work. We have to come at this at our own pace, at our own speed. We all have our contribution to make, and to alienate people with our anger and our blame is not working. It's not working, because what we're trying to do is expose these types that are among us, who are literally looking at us with their grotesque faces and getting away with everything, and the worst of getting away is destroying all life on this planet, because they don't really give a shit, I guess. But here's my thought, and I'm not really finished, and I have not developed the definitive intent portion of this, but I'll go on over the next few months, articulating the intent, which is difficult because when you get into the depths of the deception, there are probably so many factors that come into it, and trying to understand this becomes complex and difficult. But ultimately, to sort of comprehend the idea that, yes, we wouldn't mind wiping everything off the face of the earth and making it look like this supposed planet called Mars, is really quite sick. And we have the evidence that NASA give us about all these orbs and planets and the structure of the cosmos around us, which is all manufactured. I am convinced it's all manufactured. And the reason I know it's a deception is because they've gotten away with telling us Fukushima is no big deal, and you can just increase the radiation amounts in our food and our water ad infinitum, and nobody gives a shit. And when I talk to people at my opening, this was the sense that I got, that there was actually quite a sympathetic feeling about Fukushima and my efforts to make the paintings associated with it. But there was a complacency because people don't realize how disgusting and despicable and vulgar these types really are. If they in any sort of way allowed themselves to feel how dark this actually is, how really dark this is, we would make progress. But we're having a big problem. The credibility side of things, because they're PR firms and they're not doing a good job. You know, I mean, when you look at this, when you think about how absolutely sick this is, like the gremlin there, it's like so obvious. Their PR firms are laughing. They're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. But it's not a joke. It's serious. It's dead serious what's going on and how they're getting away with this Fukushima, this denial, this cover-up, this incredible cover-up. And I suppose what I'm also saying is that my own version of this, my own activism, has nothing more to do with blaming people, but is bringing, what I like to say is to seduce people into my way of feeling and thinking. I believe this is how we're going to make progress, all you people that understand the severity of our situation. And you all have your own, I guess you all have your own way and of transmitting this. Personally, I don't think it's working very well. So I'm kind of like on my own in some ways on this in terms of creating the path that I need to walk. But yeah, the International Space Station, the gremlin, as you see it there, is telling you what a joke, and all these sort of antiquated rooms that they're in, and it's just so obviously a deception, people. It's a deception. There is no space station. There is no space station. I'm convinced there is no space station, and we just lap it up and at our own peril. At our own peril. Anyway, I will make some more videos on intent and where I think this is going and how to actually counter this offensive against all life on the planet. This is an offensive against all life on the planet, and we need to actually come to terms with how serious it is. Just look at this guy. That's how he smiles these days.